over there. This is Jerry Dipshit Dippity Doodah at the photo. And I just wanted to call in. I'm taking a lot of grief. I'm taking a lot of heat for my comments recently that our offense has enough gas to get us into the playoffs and maybe more. And I don't appreciate it. I mean, I liken it to having a full tank of gas. Okay, I think we have a full tank of gas. Of course, I'm on electric. Okay, and I never run out of power there. Okay, but the other thing about the 54%, I took a lot of heat over that. But, I went to the winter meetings. I tried to make deals, but I had to cut out after halfway through. I don't know what everybody's problem is. Okay, that's all. Go Mariners. We'll probably suck again this year, but that's okay. I don't have any money.
And welcome into the Boyle Theater.
That's on our list to talk about. Dynamite Dipoto to you, but but that's definitely
he's got
on the
a new
list.
Dippity Doodah.
Dippity Doodah.
Dipshit Dippity Doodah. That wasn't a very funny script, but your character is good.
Yeah,
there's something there.
It'll grow on me.
There's something there, isn't there?
I'll have to listen to it a couple times, and it might grow on me.
I did that anyway. Welcome in to the Boyle Theater, Scott Oshman and Tim Boyle. And wow, look who is here. Look who has come back from the dead.
Gracing us with his presence.
I tell you, we thought he was fired.
I thought he quit on us.
You're fired.
You can't quit.
Producer,
well, I thought I was fired, so I didn't come back. I didn't think I was welcome.
You're not that lucky.
Yeah, exactly. we
went to the HR department. They said we couldn't fire you.
But boy, you got some time off.
Yeah,
how you been, Mark? What's been going on? Where have you been the last few months?
I didn't start my travels for work until the end of the fourth quarter. And now I've been gone 3 or 4 weeks. So I feel like Tim. I did get executive platinum back this year for American.
Nice.
Okay.
Good for you.
You guys want to talk about it? You want to compare notes?
Yeah.
100,000 miler.
He's like an Admirals Club guy.
Yeah. You didn't even get upgraded though one time already.
There was once I was like in the middle seat or something.
You were in steerage.
I was.
I just went to Miami last week. Both ways, I did not get upgraded.
That's terrible.
That's bullshit.
That's total.
And they gave me a free fruit and cheese plate, which I appreciated, and crappy wine, but I did not get upgraded. I would have traded that all to get upgraded. That's a long 5 hour and 45-minute flight.
That is a long. Ooh, that's that long from down in Arizona.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a lot shorter from down there.
Wow. Yeah, Miami was beautiful though. Stayed on South Beach. It was beautiful.
That's enough out of you, Mark. That's about all I wanted to know.
Glad to be back. Thank you.
We are in snowy Seattle.
We are.
It is.
It just won't
snow. Wait, hold on. I should warn Mindy. Mindy, I don't think Mindy's listening to this podcast anymore.
She may not be.
We got the faithful. We're down to 47.
But speaking of that, we have a whole segment on Mindy listening.
We do. When is that segment?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you have a separate existential threat to start the show off today?
The one I have is you are part of the existential threat, but I think you finally come around. You were one of these. The existential threat is all these people out there that say the refs aren't favoring the Chiefs, and you finally, I think, are coming around.
No, I'm not actually. This is a topic. This isn't an existential threat.
Well,
actually know what? No.
Okay, we'll table that one.
I forbid you.
We'll table that one.
Yeah, that's not it. You can't know. That's a discussion.
Okay. Well, I know it's a discussion. That's why I said we're going to table it. There is the. How about dry January? Whoever does dry January, that's an existential threat. And you got me in trouble. You were the one that like, if you go back and listen, you're like, I don't care. You talked me into. You totally did.
Oh,
I'm blaming
God.
it on you.
Mark, you listened to that episode. Was there any hand wringing? Did I force him into having a beverage?
You did.
I think there was some peer pressure there.
There was. And you only heard the stuff on the air. There was a whole bunch of stuff off the air going on.
Well, once you told me that you're going to have a boondoggle in Vegas and Mindy's going to be on there, all bets were off.
Yeah, then you were like, I don't care. You're, blah, blah, blah. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And I think you're right.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, we'll get into this later, but we got
8.5 years we've been doing this. I think that's the first time you've said you were right.
Yeah, well, you definitely are on this one. And then it gets worse. So we're home Saturday night. We're home, and it's been pretty much a dry, boring January. And I'm sitting there, minding my own business Saturday night, and I look at my like iPad or something. I see it's February 1st.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Mindy, it's February 1st. Dry January's over. Let's have a cocktail. And she's like, you didn't even do dry January, blah, blah, blah. And I got in trouble again. I was I had like 4 drinks the whole entire month, I think.
Okay, so that is a good open. The good open is the follow-up on you called it right, okay? You're going to get called out on dry January. Yeah. You were going to be in Texas.
Yeah, see, it took her a couple of days to...
Oh, your mic was...
Took her a couple... I don't think I touched it.
Well, it's just so finicky. All right, go again.
Buy a new cord. But anyway, we did the podcast, and then a couple of days later, I was in Texas for a few days. And so I was she didn't listen to it for like 2 days. So just like I said.
Should I...
do you have to read the disclaimer?
Yeah. Well, do you want me to read the response that you and I got from Nurse Mindy?
Yeah, we probably should
when she listened finally.
Read it.
Okay, here we go.
Now this is a legal disclaimer, by the way. It's like the View when they have to do their disclaimers all the time.
I don't know if I can read it as fast as like the legal.
Well, you can speed it up when
I'm burping too. Okay, here we go. Listen to your podcast, and I'm angry texting you both. I shall list my grievances and rebuttals, and you will read them on the next podcast. Mindy, I think we're following through on that. We heard from legal, and we're following through. Number 1, we do not have a shared family calendar. The one we had, the Cozy calendar, started charging a huge amount, so I got rid of it. I have a calendar app. The girls are not on it, not on it. I have given Tim the name of the app multiple times, but he has never downloaded it. His problem, not mine. Let me repeat that. His problem, not mine.
That's only one. That's
only number 1. There are 4 points.
Oh my God, we're going to be here all night on the disclaimer.
Number 2, dry January was 1,000% Tim's idea, not mine. I support it, but he brought it up.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that one.
Well,
I was the one getting in trouble all the time for trying to break it.
Number 3, and this is in caps, all caps, ladies and gentlemen. You drank? Question mark.
See, this is where you got me in trouble.
That is not breaking a streak. It was not long enough for a streak.
It was like the 10th. That was January 10th. It was like 10 days.
Number 4, I'm going back to listening to the Kelsey podcast as you are no longer my favorite podcast.
Ooh,
that hurt.
I think Tim was drunk when he agreed to dry January.
I think I was, because it was probably
what do you mean when you brought it up? Apparently,
I don't. I'm not buying that.
I'm. You know what, Nurse Mindy, I'm siding with you.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, I barely got up here into the house, into the Boyle Theater. Okay.
Well, you were on the podcast. You were basically saying, "I don't care. It's stupid," and you were.
It is stupid.
Yeah. See,
it's so. You know how stupid it is. You both drank in January.
Thank you. Well, we were in Vegas. We had to.
You were forced to.
You can't go to Vegas and not drink.
All right. That's a horrible open.
I think the wife's trying to get me to do dry February now.
Well, only 28 days.
That's true. We should do dry February.
Well, you've already broken that. By the way, I should mention, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the YouTube. If you want to go look at STSPN, check the YouTube channel, subscribe. We had like 32 people or something watch.
For the YouTube, that's a lot.
We're huge. We're huge.
Yeah.
Dry February is probably the best thing you have said in the last year. Doing the math, dry February.
Yeah.
Doing the math, 28 days. It's not leap year this year. Brilliant, Scott. Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much.
I agreed with you.
Marcus has chimed in, producer Mark. An existential threat is a potential event that could cause widespread harm or end of the existence of humanity. Oh, you're getting us
he gave us the
actual definition. That's not what this is about.
Oh, I think it's spot on. I think
I agree.
Existential threats we bring up.
It started with Britney Spears.
It did. Well, that was like one of the first ones.
And that's exactly
Free Britney.
Now
I think I was wrong on that. I think she's so far off the deep end they shouldn't have freed her.
Well, that harmed. What do you mean that harmed humanity?
It did. But now she blew it.
No ice. I mean, that
Oh,
harms
the ice
humanity.
was brutal.
Now we got an egg problem.
I was at Costco today. There is 0 eggs.
Oh, I gotta.
You know,
I
like
gotta-
half that big cooler that you walk in is
Yeah.
usually half that cooler's eggs. There's none. The cooler's like empty. There's some milk and some butter.
I gotta.
This
I gotta-
weekend, there was a guy that had the flatbed crates and he had piled eggs as high as he possibly could. He must have owned a restaurant and he was coming out with just eggs. out
See,
of
they should
Costco.
put a limit on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
when
it's
they-
like toilet paper during
I-
COVID.
I know they should put a limit on it. You get one thing of eggs. That's it.
You gotta buy long.
The guy should go get his own chickens if he's going to be doing that.
I have a little hack that I don't know if I want to say publicly.
Really?
Yeah,
Hack for what?
how to get eggs.
Oh, okay. You go to Central Market and pay $17.
No, they're
a
out.
dozen?
They don't have.
They're
any.
out too.
Yeah, if they no,
What's-
they're $12.30 a dozen.
That is
Oh
just
my
ridiculous.
gosh. You can get them at Costco, organic brown. I just bought a 24 last week for $8.
No, that's the thing. I don't think you were listening. There's no eggs at Costco. Zero.
Well, this was last week. I got it when the pallet guy took the entire pallet of eggs.
Well,
out.
I think that guy flew up to Seattle area too and took all our eggs. There's no eggs.
It's called supply and demand.
When there's ice, you can't get eggs. When there's eggs, you can't get ice. You can't get them both at the same time.
Yeah,
Damn
we got
flu.
an egg. We got the damn flu.
I caught a little.
Can we
bit
get
of
it? Is this a sports podcast for crying in the night?
It's supposed to be.
Son of a biscuit chip.
What do you want to
Okay.
start with?
I want
You
to
wanna
start
start?
with the National Football
Ah.
League. Dun, 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 dun. And the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Ref Cheater Chiefs.
So you're telling me that you still, after all these years, don't see it? We were watching. Okay, I'm gonna walk you down a little path
Oh,
here.
God.
Okay. You and I were watching. I think I might have accidentally violated dry January that day too, but we're not talking about that. I came over to your house.
Yeah,
I
the
think I got a
Texans
last
game.
minute the Texans
Yeah,
game.
the last
Okay.
minute invite, not invite, invite,
Yeah, I
uninvite.
think you almost changed your mind a couple times.
You know, it happens.
Okay, let me give you some objective thoughts
Bullshit.
here. Not one thing will be
No, that
there
is
isn't
where
going to
you-
be a hint of subjectivity
You're
in this.
full of beans.
Kansas City won by 9 points. I think it was 14-23.
Mhm.
Okay. There was two roughing the passer calls, right? Are you with me? Both of them were complete BS.
Knock if you're with me, man.
Yeah. The first roughing the passer call was complete BS, right? I mean, you saw it, right? Everybody saw it. Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, they were both complaining about it. That was on a third down. They should have been the ball should have gone over to Houston. They ended up getting the roughing the passer. They ended up getting 3 points out of that. Okay. Second roughing the passer was total BS. You got Mahomes running around. Then he does a late slide, and the two Houston Texans guys go over the top of him. They don't even touch Mahomes, and they throw the flag. Troy Aikman saying he couldn't disagree with it more. It's BS. The league's got to look at it, blah, blah, blah. It was a total BS call. They ended up getting a touchdown after that. So that's 10 points right there. Objectively, not subject. That's 10 points they just got off two roughing the passer calls. There was also a call where Kansas City was clearly offsides on a field goal. Helen Keller could have made the call, for God's sakes. They clearly offsides. Houston ends up missing the field goal. They should have got another chance 5 yards closer. I think they would have made the field goal with 3 points. That's 13 points the refs gifted Kansas City. That's just the objective ones that are clear as day. Any debate on that?
Yeah.
Come on, you know that's true.
The refs are terrible. Okay, the you have to go into this. The refs.
That's your rebuttal. The refs are terrible.
Yeah, the refs are bad.
That's a good rebuttal. Thank you. You just made my point.
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually. They're more bad for the Chiefs and the Chiefs wins than they are bad for everybody. They've gotten lucky. They have gotten some calls in real time. The one thing where he slided exactly, he does that because he knows he's going to get a call.
Yeah, and he gets the calls.
The guys play the game. Just like
Lowell, let me ask you, was that roughing the passer?
No,
Not even close. It wasn't. They didn't even touch
But
him.
they call roughing the passer if you freaking touch a guy these days.
But in
how
the-
many roughing the passers have we seen in the last 2 years?
Well, with Mahomes, it's all the time.
Okay, how many roughing the passer bullshit have we seen?
I don't know, but we're talking about this game and how it affected the game and how Kansas City won the game. I don't know what
understand that.
happened in the preseason game 3 years ago with Jacksonville and Detroit. I don't know. But-
Why don't you? I'm
But clearly Kansas City won against they won against the Texans because of the refs. Clearly.
Oh my God!
How can you deny it?
Because they still had to make the plays.
No, they got a new first down. They should have been off the field. They ended up getting 10
Okay,
points.
so
off
you
of
can
those.
definitively say that if they would have if they didn't get that first down, they would have lost the game.
Well, no, I can tell you with all 3 of those calls that they got.
God,
See, I'm not touching anything.
I know.
All 3 of those calls got them 13 points. That's what I can tell you.
I know, but
objectively. And they won by 9.
I understand.
Objectively.
I understand. I just can't leap with you. They are good and they get lucky. This is what Troy Aikman said. This is what Tom Brady said. This is what a lot of people say. And the refs, again, when you look at it, thank you, Mark, for looking this up.
So the millions of people out there that are watching this in real time, seeing this and posting about it all over social media, they're just crazy.
They're not crazy. This is the same thing that happens for 50 years.
But right
Troy
now it's
Aikman
happening with the Chiefs.
Troy Aikman said the same thing when he played for the Cowboys. He said the same thing with the Patriots. When you're good, you get lucky. And you know what? They're smart because they play into the game. They play the game into the rules.
Yeah, Mahomes.
He knows he's flopping. I don't like that. They need to change that. They have to come to some other better agreement with these roughing the passer rules. And the other thing is the pre-snap rules are out of control. They're out of control.
Agree. Okay, Mark, your thoughts? Is Kansas City getting calls that other teams aren't?
The only reason they're in the Super Bowl is because the refs are it's rigged.
Well, I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm not going that far to say that, but they are getting the calls. Mark, what do you think?
I don't think it's rigged, but I do think they're coddling Patrick Mahomes.
Thank
Anything
you.
close, they're going to call it. And he's
Agreed.
getting the benefit of the doubt.
Agree.
I think they're getting the timely calls too, because they are winning close games. I think what they won 6 out of the last X.
Well,
amount.
no, they won. They set an NFL record this year. Like 10 of their games were 1-score games. It was an NFL record. No one's even been close to that. Like almost every game they won was a 1-score game.
And if you look at the officials and the way they officiated other games around quarterbacks, they're not getting those calls, those close calls.
Right. Just like and you send me all these clips of Tom Brady getting the shit kicked out of him before he's Tom Brady. He cried like a baby more than anybody. You couldn't get it within 5 feet of that guy, and he was whining to the refs.
Possibly.
Because he's Tom Brady.
When people hated and I was one of them, when people hated the Patriots, I was definitely a big fan of hating the Patriots. They weren't winning games because they were getting the call. They were just beating people because they were better and people were sick of them. I don't ever remember everybody saying that the refs are favoring the Patriots because they weren't winning 1-score games every game.
Well,
they were like they would blow people out.
They
didn't
weren't
need
winning
the
1-score
refs.
games. They weren't, except against the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, yeah, that was our own fault.
We got to take a break. We're
All right.
way over. We're way over. Mark, would you produce this thing? I know you're a little rusty. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more.
Guten Tag und Grüß Gott from Bavaria. This is Randy from Neunkirchen, Germany, and you're listening to the Scott and Tim Sports Show.
That's for you, Mark Island.
Apparently, it's not dry February for you.
I don't have dry anything. I'm never dry.
You don't subscribe to that nonsense.
I don't. Oh, there you go. What do you got
Oh,
going
look
on,
at that.
Mark? No wine tonight?
What is that?
A
can't
little
see.
LaCroix, limoncello.
Oh, LaCroix?
Oh, wow. You're really going
that's
crazy
like,
tonight.
that's
It's
really
dry February, damn it.
Apparently, it
Got
is.
25 more days, 23 more days.
Okay, so
the Officials Association or whatever, the NFL Referees Association, weighed in Tuesday with a statement from the executive director, Tim Scott Green, who ran with Goodell's comments from Monday. Commissioner Goodell's comments that it is, quote, ridiculous to presume that the NFL officials are not doing everything possible to make the right call on every play is spot on. Okay? It's preposterous, right? Officiating crews do not work the same team more than twice each regular season. It is insulting and preposterous.
And by the way, they took a bunch of flack online for that.
To hear conspiracy theories that somehow 17 officiating crews consisting of 138 officials are colluding to assist one team.
That's not addressing the problem. I don't think they're conspiring to do it.
Conspired.
I don't think they're conspiring. Although I will say the conspiracy theorists, they're like batting like 1,000 over the last like 4 or 5 years. So, but I don't think there's a conspiracy. I'm just telling you what you everybody can see with their own eyes. They're getting the calls. That's why, hey, look what happened in the Super Bowl with Philadelphia. They got that call that ticky-tack defensive holding. Philadelphia should have won that game, and they end up winning on that.
Yeah, they get the calls. My point is that the great teams seem to always get the calls.
Not like this.
No,
I don't ever remember a team getting the calls like this ever.
I'm
like
guilty.
We even said, the Patriots had a 22-year run where they were phenomenal. It wasn't because they were getting the calls from the refs.
They won bigger games. But I think this is recency bias.
I've never seen anything like it.
Kansas City won a lot of close games, but there are a few games in there that the other team lost. The Raiders game, the Raiders lost that game.
Oh, well, that
the Broncos game, the Broncos lost that game.
Call though too.
That's true.
The Raiders, that ended in a very controversial call.
What about
they always seem? How many times do you hear somebody go, "Oh man, the Chiefs got screwed in that game"? It never.
Well, no, because they keep winning.
Well, even when they lose, that's not because
they barely have lost. They had one season. They lost 4 games?
Well, they only lost 2 this year.
I know.
Yeah, last year they lost like 3 or something.
So, but the other thing is they keep making the plays down the stretch. Do you want to go? We got to move on here. We can't spend 7 hours on this, but you want to go to the Bills game because you're
okay.
Fired
so
up
what
about
happened in the Bills game? Was that not clearly a first? Was that not clearly a first down?
Clearly a first down.
Thank you.
It was a first down.
Easily.
100%. The rest, I don't understand the replay thing. It doesn't make any sense to me because even when they review shit, they still get it wrong. But we see this in college as well.
Okay, in that play, you clearly see it. Well, first of all, he clearly gets the first down. You see one of the refs way over the first down marker, about to mark the ball. Then the other guy comes in from the other side, and he's like 3 feet or 4 feet away, on the other side. Go ahead.
And usually the offensive team gets the advantage in that situation, and they reverse it. They gave it to KC and wouldn't reverse the call that he got the.
Of course not.
They couldn't tell because it was so damn close on replay. So it should have been first down and then don't reverse it because you couldn't see it.
And the one ref had it clearly a first down. Okay, that's one call. That pretty much just.
Hold
how
on
about
real quick?
Okay,
listener, Mark is recording from a deep cave that he's built underneath his house in Scottsdale. It's Phoenix, Arizona. His echo is like, are you in the bathroom right now?
No, I am at my desk in the casita. Does it sound echoey still?
He sounds decent.
Go ahead.
Okay, how about the play before that on third down?
Yeah, the Kincaid
He clearly got the first down.
He did.
I don't know why that didn't get challenged or how they didn't give him the benefit of the doubt, but he clearly got it on third down too. So they got screwed back-to-back plays. Then there's the other one where both I can't remember the name of the receiver, but they both were simultaneously catching the ball. However, it clearly hits the ground before they have possession of it.
Why didn't the replay fix that?
Why didn't the replay fix the fourth down play?
The whole, and Goodell made a statement in his Super Bowl press conference about that. We're working on it's harder than you think. We're working on some laser technology.
It's not that hard.
Well, that is archaic. We're using the same system that is, you got old guy. Anyway, it's just the spot of the ball okay, to your point, the spot of the ball has been a problem for years. Right?
Agree.
Are you with me?
Let's think of some technology that can help that. Let's have
I don't know. A fucking
point-
laser
laser?
pointer?
Yeah, and the point of the ball has a sensor on it or something. And when it hits that sensor, we know it's a first down.
This isn't even that hard. You put all
They do it in soccer. They do it in
doing
hockey.
tennis.
And
Tennis does a great
yeah.
job of that. But you already have like things in their uniforms. You already have like chips and shit in their uniforms. So on your knees or whatever, you put a chip in the ball. Apparently there is a chip in the ball. Someone said there's
Is there?
a chip. Yeah,
Oh.
someone said there's a chip. So this isn't that hard. I mean, my God, we've got bigger. It's not
But
hard.
back to the receiving one. How does Kansas City come up with that reception when you could make the argument that the Buffalo guy had
Yeah.
possession?
Yeah.
But either way, the ball hits the ground before they have possession.
And-
It's like, and by the way, Buffalo isn't the beneficiary of all these calls,
No,
right?
but also, and I'm rooting for Buffalo on that game. I was rooting
Yeah,
for
I was
Buffalo.
too.
But I'm like, good Lord. I love Josh Allen. I'm a huge Josh Allen guy, but make a goddamn play when it counts. You got to make the plays when it counts. And the frustrating part about Mahomes, my homie, is that he makes the stupid plays. Those guys have freaking balls of steel, man. They make when it absolutely is down to the wire, they make the plays.
I 100% agree with you on that. But it's also helps when you're the beneficiary of calls.
Of course.
That you get the opportunity to make those plays.
I
when
just
you're
think
getting the calls.
dynasties have gotten the opportunity for years, and I just don't think we're remembering it.
Dynasties are horrible.
I don't like
Horrible.
dynasties.
One fan base, I've said this to you guys on text. Dynasties don't do anything for sports.
They don't.
One
Well,
fan
okay, but-
base is focused on that and enjoys that team. And if that's time and time again, where it's the Patriots, whether it's the Bulls, whether it's
Well,
any
it
of these-
definitely helped when it was the Bull. When Jordan was in his
He
heyday.
got a shit ton of calls.
Well, he might have got calls, but the thing is the ratings were higher than they've ever been in history. During the Jordan.
Thank you for bringing up ratings,
yeah.
because that
Oh,
Chiefs Bills
shit.
game was 57.2
Oh God,
million.
it's ridiculous.
Almost 60 million
Yeah.
people watching that.
Unheard of.
there was nothing else on.
I know. Mark is constantly. Are you debating the power of live sports? Because once again, even in an election year, 80% of the most watched 100 television shows were the NFL or college football.
Yes.
It's insane.
My dear wife, Andrea, thinks that reality TV is those damn housewife shows. And I still argue every day with her. Sports is the real reality TV.
It is.
It's not
Yeah.
fake. It's not scripted. It is real every
Well,
time.
It might be scripted with these refs.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Tim is under the impression everything's scripted.
I'm actually not, but
Okay, but okay, let's flip this to the next thing. We got to go on. I think it's an interesting question. I know who you're rooting for. What you want to say who you're rooting for in the Super Bowl?
well, you forget who my wife is. You think I'm going to be rooting for?
Yeah,
Kansas?
why is the flag out already?
Is it supposed to be out?
It should be
now?
all
Is that
all
the-
week. It's Super Bowl
Yeah.
week. You should put it out all week.
Yeah, I'll have to be wearing the jersey and the flag will be out there.
Flag will
But
fly.
truth be told, I have no issue with Kansas City. I love Andy Reid. I think he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time. I don't have anything against Mahomes or Kelsey, although Kelsey, it's getting a little saturated with the yeah.
Come on.
But
No,
I don't
Jay,
I
be
don't have
careful.
anything
Be
against it.
careful,
Uh-oh, why?
because you're a Swiftie and you don't want to cross the Swifties.
Yeah, well,
You taught me
that's
that.
where the and you're right, and that's where the conspiracy theorists out there. That's what they say. Oh, the NFL needs to have. They
Oh,
want to
yeah,
have Taylor
yeah,
Swift
yeah.
and blah blah blah. And
I don't know that it was
It's-
such a meter mover last year. I'm not sure if it's as big.
I think she's got a few million followers that are
Well,
going to
yeah.
tune in, and
And she was great at the Grammys.
it definitely doesn't hurt to have Taylor Swift in the suite.
Mark.
What was the ratings again on that Bills?
I think
Uh,
it's 57 point and change, 57 million.
56 million were people that didn't know the NFL and were rooting
Exactly.
for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly. You got 1 million football fans watching and 56 million Swifties. All they care about is how many times they're going to show her.
And you know what? Oh, you know the game that we were watching together was the game with Taylor Swift and Caitlin Clark
Yes, they
sitting
were.
together.
And by the way, they made a huge. They should have been playing that more.
100%.
And
You should have seen Mark. Tim and I are going nuts in the first half. I'm sitting there going, "Why are you going?" Like the Kansas City made a good play. I'm like, "Go to the suite. Go to the suite."
literally, you got two of the most popular females on the entire planet
Yes.
sitting in the same suite
Yeah.
together. If you're a producer, you should have that on every
I agree.
30 seconds or something.
That's bad technical directing.
You
Yeah.
should sit in a lower box, right-hand corner, the entire game.
Oh yeah, it should be like a octo box or whatever. You know, you're exactly right. Good point, Mark.
That's great.
The
That's great.
Taylor,
It'd
the
be like
Taylor
it's like
Caitlin cam.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like the red zone. They got to go to the
They
dual
should
box.
just create an alt cast like the Manning cast.
There
Just
you
a
go.
Caitlin Taylor Swift cast. That would be funny as shit.
And for me, I don't care how many times they show her, but there's millions of fans that are wanting to see her over and over.
I've
ridiculous.
But
I've reached a new low on the ratings. Could I just true confessions time?
you're obsessed with them.
I am
You go.
so obsessed. We're watching shows. We like Matlock. Remember I turned you
Oh,
on to
yeah,
Matlock?
it's
That's a
an-
nice show.
it's a nice show.
It's not
cute.
phenomenal.
It's cute. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's
8 million.
that's what its ratings are.
I went and looked up all the network shows.
Dude, how
that
do you
we
go down a
enjoy.
rat? You did that with the Tom Brady and how tall he was.
I do. I still think I want program height and weight, no
Yeah.
matter what. I went and looked at all the shows that we enjoy because I'm worried if they're going to go away. So I went and looked at the ratings.
Matlock's pretty good. I can stop
It's
watching.
fine.
anytime.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
kind of
it's just-
cheesy.
Yeah, but it's Kathy
You got this
Bates.
old lady stumbling around.
Oh my
and-
God, it's Kathy Bates.
Yeah, she's fine.
Be
It's like
respectful.
okay, fine.
Anyway, that's bonus section. My point is that I have gone too deep on ratings.
I'm sure you have.
I have. I just enjoy it. Okay.
so
So
anyway,
my point of this entire discussion is that I was trying to get to, thanks, producer Mark, is there something there? So part of me, I don't really care who wins. Honestly, I'm not really
who you
I'm not
rooting
really
for?
rooting. I don't know, because part of me wants to see the three-peat because I'm trying to step back and go, you know what? You and I got to see Michael freaking Jordan. That is nobody, like, that is amazing that we actually got to experience Michael.
It really
Jordan.
it's I think about it all the time.
We got
I
to
watch all
see-
these highlights.
We
and
got to
stuff.
see. We talked about
We
generational.
got to see the
talent.
greatest athlete of all time.
Tiger Woods.
Yep.
We got to see Tiger freaking Woods.
His mom just died.
I
Too. Did
know.
you see that?
I know. So we got to see these things. So I'm trying to step back. We got to see Tom Brady, even though now you love him. He's your freaking.
Well, it's because he moved from the Patriots to the
God.
Buccaneers.
He's so bad at his job.
Well,
But
he wasn't when he was playing football.
Oh God. But anyway, he was the greatest of all time. I admit, we got to see him at his height, his peak. I'm trying to step back and say, are we watching Patrick Mahomes? You know, really Patrick Mahomes. Are we seeing one of the great? He has a shot now. If he wins this one, that's 4 Super Bowls. He's won 3 of them. You're not quite Jordan, but you're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting up there. He's still got a ways to go.
So I'm trying to appreciate that.
I get it. I just think there's been too much outside influence in him getting to these Super Bowls. So I'm not 100% on board like you are. How about you, Mark?
He did not earn them. No.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you. See,
Oh my
we got
He got a lot of luck on the way. A lot of luck.
Yeah.
He's a great player. I really like him and Andy Reid. I'm a big fan of both of them. But he got a lot of luck. And I
There-
guess when you win, there's luck involved.
sometimes you create your own luck.
You gotta
I
be
get that.
lucky.
Yeah, I get that.
Can we?
But there's too many squeaker games. I mean, I think the last 2 Super Bowls, the calls have been very questionable at the very least.
Are
in the
you
last
not
2
hyped up for the calls this time?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you should see
I'm
watching a game with
wanting.
this guy.
I want him to make bad
Oh,
calls so I
you-
can get pissed.
100%.
They would not have gotten the first seed if they wouldn't have got the win at the Raiders and the win against the Broncos.
Yep.
If they would have had 4 losses, they would have not been the number 1 seed. And those teams
No,
lost.
even
those
if they had
games.
3 losses, they wouldn't,
Yeah.
because Buffalo had 3, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Buffalo beat him in the regular
Yeah.
season.
All right, let's move through these things. Jesus.
So wait, so you're Mark, you for going for Philly, or are you going
I
for
think I'm
KC?
rooting for Philly. I feel myself rooting for Philly. But Mark,
All
what do you-
Eagles. I want to see Saquon
Wait, so
Barkley
we're all-
get
yeah,
200
we're all-
yards.
on
All
paper,
Eagles.
on paper, Philly seems to be the better team.
Yeah,
they
the
got
better
the best, the
defense.
better defensive line. They got the best running game in the NFL. On paper, they would seem to be the winner, but there's too many intangibles with the Chiefs.
Intangibles.
Exactly.
Well, and they have the stripes playing for them.
See,
One
now you're
closeout
finally admitting it.
One closeout comment on this.
Okay.
Pat Riley owns the three-peat.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said today that the Chiefs, if they won it, they could use three-peat, and he would take his royalties and give it to charity.
Wow.
Nice. Well, Pat Riley
He did coin that phrase.
and
They did.
not to switch leagues here, the league, but Pat Riley's in a good mood because he finally dumped Jimmy
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
To the Dubs for literally nothing.
Well,
Did
they
you
kind
see
of had
what
to
they
get rid of him.
gave? They gave
You're
up
just pissed your
nothing.
Sons didn't get it.
Yeah, my sons are in the dump right now.
let's-
Never.
we're gonna
I give them a lot of credit for the owner spending crap loads of money to win a championship. He's all in.
A soda's there's like at $1. What are you complaining about?
That is good. We got free TV.
Yeah.
He got the Suns on free TV. He's done a
Yeah.
lot of good things here.
Yeah. What are you
He's just-
bitching about?
Well, he's gone too far into the general manager role, and he's dictating the team. And we
Oh.
haven't built around.
Is it like
these
some
three superstars.
Jerry Jones syndrome?
It is.
We're
Exactly.
hey Mark, we're gonna get deep into our NBA.
Yeah, we're not
segment.
quite ready for the NBA yet, but it's on our list.
It is. God, we're at 17 minutes. Okay,
It's fine.
let's just roll off these. Let's roll off these NFL topics. You want to talk about buying a suite at the Super Bowl? Are you
Oh,
in the market?
No, I'm just
Is the
last year it was.
flashlight company going to buy? I can't believe you're not in New Orleans already.
I tried to expense it. It got rejected. $2.5 million was just a little bit over that limit. But last year, where was the game in Vegas or SoFi last year? It was in one of the real expensive stadiums last
Where
year.
was it
wasn't
last year?
SoFi?
I don't remember.
Vegas?
No, I thought it was Vegas last year.
Was
Maybe
it
it was,
Vegas?
yeah.
Okay.
The suites were $2.5 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, even like the rich people couldn't even afford it. Like,
Mhm.
remember Christian McCaffrey?
Yes.
He couldn't get one, or his parents and his
Is he
girlfriend.
still playing Christian McCaffrey? Is he
He's on
good?
the permanent IR.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't know. I don't know if anyone heard. So I'm sure Taylor Swift is going to be in a $2.5 million suite
That's-
this year.
Couch
That-
change
yeah.
for her.
You know what she
No, I-
makes per concert? Does anyone?
We've discussed this.
No, this is like new material.
Okay.
It's more than we
European
thought.
or a US?
U.S.
Okay.
13 to 16 million a night.
Well, she's
Oh,
got a
my
lot of
goodness.
expenses. against that.
13 to 16 per night. And sometimes she does 3 nights in a row. Then she'll take a couple days off, do another 3. That's why she's worth over $1 billion.
Yeah. So 2.5 mil.
That's like, yeah,
That's
that's a half hour of her concert. That's the
Exactly.
merch sales from her concert.
According to the Google, it's $3 million per suite this year.
3 mil. Oh, it went up
Wow.
another. Wow.
wow.
Yeah, it's up
Damn.
3
I
million.
wonder if it's because New Orleans doesn't have as many suites. Like the Vegas stadium, I mean, it's brand new, so there's suites all over that thing. But-
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 mil. Well, okay, we'll have to see who's in the suite. Oh, speaking of election year, and this is, by the way, this is not political, but Trump's going, and I guess it's the first time.
I read that.
First time a president's ever been.
a sitting president
Yeah.
ever been. That shocked me.
That totally shocked me.
That's probably
Um,
why Trump's going. He's making
Yeah.
history. He loves to make history.
Oh, he does.
What's Kansas City's favored by
1.5.
1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
48.5.
spit. That is Vegas doesn't know how it's going to go when it's
Yeah.
1.5 like that.
Yeah.
They're like daring you to bet either way.
So nobody can afford the suites. That's number one. What other things did we want to stay in the NFL? I mean, the big news are
Yeah, we got to stay in the NFL because we got FFR, we got
Okay.
Pete Carroll.
so FFR gets
cut,
and
he wanted to stay. By the way,
oh, of course he did. He loves
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. There's people.
yeah, there's
Go
people.
Steelers.
He did all. Remember, he did all the research, and that was the place.
He's got the video of himself on the bridge.
Yeah,
Which
is funny because of all places, Pittsburgh would not be his place.
No, he wouldn't know
He's
down to
Mr.
earth.
High Society.
Yeah, he wouldn't know down to earth
No.
realism.
No.
So yeah, he gets
He's-
kicked to the can. Where's he going to end up though?
the Raiders.
The Raiders.
And with Pete Carroll.
Why? Minshew's there. Come on.
Yeah, he may not beat Minshew out. Keep in mind, FFR did lose his last 5 games of the season. Remember,
That's
everybody
because
was
he
walking.
sucks!
Exactly. Thank you. He was walking on water for a couple of weeks, and
Yeah,
then
he
all of a
was.
sudden, 5 games in a
You-
row, including the playoffs.
It's too late now. You didn't watch that Hard Knocks AFC, but
I'm not allowed.
no, you can. I encourage you to. But God, those first 2 when he's riding high and
Oh,
Pittsburgh's
God,
winning, it's a tough pill.
That would be tough to
It's
watch.
tough to take. So yeah, so he leaves, and then we got Pete Carroll. He's back, baby.
How does that? Okay.
He's back.
He was the oldest coach in the NFL even like 5 years ago.
He's
He was the
73.
Well, he'll be 74 during the season.
Mhm.
There's a reason people don't coach till there's a reason like the Joe Paternos.
He's a fountain of
Didn't-
youth.
Yeah, right. He actually is, but not his play calling.
Well,
Or-
he called Chip Kelly for that. That's his new
Well,
offensive coordinator.
It's funny you bring that up
Is
because
it funny?
those two could not be more opposite in philosophy.
I agree.
Chip Kelly's like a shootout type of guy. He wants to win the game 44-43. Pete Carroll wants to win 3-0.
We're gonna stay on this topic. We're
Yeah.
gonna take a quick break. But we're gonna stay on this topic
Okay.
because I have things to get out regarding the NFL and everybody talking about the run game and about Mannequin Mike McDonald, the Seahawks' new coach, and his dumping of Ryan Grubb. So Chip Kelly, I'm sorry, where's he been the last 5 years, 8 years?
Wasn't he just at Ohio State?
And he was at UCLA.
Yeah.
Is that a college program, I
Yeah.
believe?
Well, didn't Ohio State just win the national
Yeah,
championship?
so he's been playing calls, right? He's been calling plays, for college football.
And he just won the national championship.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Tim. According to everybody in the NFL, according to the national local pundits, college guys can't cut it in the NFL.
Oh, come on. Just because Ryan
Ryan
Grubb
no, he
you're
got
still so butthurt about Ryan Grubb getting fired. Who
because it's-
cares?
No, what do you mean? Who
Who
cares?
cares?
I care.
Good Lord.
He just got a job with Alabama.
Yeah, which also
now you're probably gonna love Kalen DeBoer.
No, I'm actually so angry.
Are you?
Yes, because this means Kalen fucking Baylor.
Now you got to root for him.
Kalen debacle. No, I'm not going to root for him. He's going to be good now.
Oh, okay. So, well,
I'm so irritated about this. And it just makes me upset that Ryan Grubb didn't get a fair shake. Did we talk about Jay Harbaugh? Did we talk about the Harbaughs? You remember how we did the whole bit where Tom Brady and Brown,
Brown.
the receiver,
yeah.
Antonio Brown. Remember
yeah.
how he was staying at the Brady's house?
Yeah.
This is what Mannequin Mike stays at the Harbaugh. He's like an adopted Harbaugh.
I see where you're going with that.
It's Jay freaking Harbaugh is the special team coach, literally, and I can back this up with stats. Producer Mark, the worst special teams in the entire NFL this year. But does Jay Harbaugh get fired? Oh no, because Uncle Jay he doesn't want
Ryan
John
Grubb did not do that well. There was a lot of criticism being thrown at that guy.
I understand,
But I agree. I don't think he should have been fired after 1 year, but I'm not surprised. He did not do that good. It's not like you act like he's freaking Andy Reid or
he
something.
could be.
Oh,
See,
he could be Andy Reid
he-
now. Okay.
He could
I'm
be.
sorry, he's Andy Reid.
He
You're
could
right.
be. I'm sorry. He had the most prolific offense in the college history almost last year.
Oh,
with
good
Penix.
Lord. He had like the freaking best offensive line of all time.
Thank you.
Penix didn't get touched at all like the whole season.
What was he, Patrick Mahomes?
Exactly.
Thank you for making my point. So you put him up to Seahawks. I don't want to litigate this anymore with
All
you.
right.
I'm tired. We were going to take a break. I got more thoughts on the running game. Everybody's just, the NFL, the trend is the running game. Bullshit.
No, the trend's the passing game.
I'm
Although
so
Philadelphia,
tired.
what about
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia?
Oh yeah, what about the Ravens? What about the Ravens? What about King Henry? He had a great year.
It does help.
God, we could take a break.
All right.
I gotta calm down.
He's got to take a couple calmer downers.
If you weren't listening the last time these guys got together, you gotta be kidding me.
All right, we're back. I'm kind of calmed down. I'm
Are
still,
ya?
yeah,
You
a little
sure?
bit. Oh, God, I keep grepsing. Do you know from grepsing?
Oh, I know that's the Yiddish word for burping.
It is. My point is that because of Derrick Henry, because of Saquon Barkley, all of a sudden it's a Me Too league, and everybody's like, oh, running is becoming important again. You have to run to pass, right? You start with the running, and that opens up the pass game, which we've heard since football started.
Well, it's true.
I don't disagree with that,
that's
but
true.
I don't buy the fact that running is all of a sudden a big trend in the National Football League. What's driving the trend is you have running quarterbacks who are really, really good.
Yeah, Kansas City they haven't had the greatest running game. It's been passing and Mahomes running, and
then they got Lamar and the refs. You got Lamar. And
well,
then you
Lamar,
got Josh Allen.
it's this when you have like a Lamar Jackson, it's like this X factor where you got it's a force multiplier.
Yeah, don't leave out Rookie of the Year supposedly. So it should have been Bo Nix.
Well, isn't it getting announced tomorrow?
Yeah, it is. You still got to. You think? I think Jaden Daniels got it.
I think Jaden Daniels has got
he
it.
again. He was a running quarterback.
Yeah.
So I just think it's overblown, this whole running thing. I think people try to run, but the league is a passing league.
It's a passing league, but if you have a running quarterback, it makes it so much easier to pass and run.
Which is why I want to say goodbye to Geno. Say goodbye to Geno. It's a great song, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to Hollywood. Do you know that one?
Of course I do. I was at the concert with you. We were both there.
Sure. Did
remember?
you do that game? Did you do that song?
Probably.
Say goodbye to Geno. I want a running quarterback.
Okay. Are the Seahawks committed to winning a Super Bowl?
No.
Okay. You know why?
Why?
Because can they win a Super Bowl with Geno Smith?
No.
Are they trying to replace Geno Smith? No.
I'm fearful not.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can't. Geno Smith is exactly what he's been for the last 3 years. That's Geno Smith. He might get you to the playoffs. He might get you right on the edge of the playoffs. That's where he's going to get you.
And I keep hearing, again, Jason Puckett, Puckett Sports, listen to it. It's great. And he has these AP writers on, the people that are the beat writers for the Seahawks. And they're like, Geno has it. They believe in Geno. Geno can take them. Geno can win games. Yeah, about 9-10 a year.
Exactly. That's 9 or 10 games.
That's no ball in Geno.
And if
Go
you
get
do
the money.
And if you do sneak into the playoffs, you're probably not going to win a game.
No. You're not. But apparently, Pete Carroll loves Geno.
I think Pete Carroll's going to go after FFR.
I think so too.
It's a match made. The problem with Pete Carroll and FFR is Pete Carroll's the one that created FFR and the whole celebrity and treating him differently and not disciplining him and just letting him do whatever he wants, protecting him. That's how FFR came to be.
But
FFR.
so doesn't FFR want to go back to the womb?
Well, FFR would. I don't know why Pete would want him.
Well, because he doesn't give a shit. He just wants to win, baby. Compete.
He wants to compete.
He wants to compete.
You don't think the Raiders are going to go after a quarterback?
Aren't the Raiders? Aren't they going after Shakir Sanders, Shedeur Sanders?
The sixth pick in the sixth pick in the draft. Sixth pick in the draft.
They could move up.
You got teams ahead of them that need quarterbacks. You got the Titans. You got the Browns. You got the Giants. You got.
What do you mean? The Browns got Deshaun Watson,
and they're going to change. They're going to trade their big stud, defensive end,
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett.
Now the Seahawks should go after him.
They should, but they won't.
Cardinals need him.
I agree. Everybody
Cardinals
needs him.
Could totally use him.
And then I hear on national radio that the Bills want to go after him.
Ooh,
to go chase around Patrick Mahomes.
I like it. I like it.
Is Von Miller out there? Is he?
Von
in his
Miller's
last part of the-
85 years old.
Hey, he's won like how many Super Bowls?
He's perfect. They should trade him to the Cardinals. They love the old
They
guys
do.
over there.
Do you know Myles Garrett, the last 4 years, has 60 sacks?
Oh,
16, 16, 14, 14.
Is that
I
good?
heard that today.
ow.
60 sacks?
Well, the funny thing is, again, back to Hard Knocks AFC North. He played like 2 games and he had the flu, like bad, and he still had like 2.5 sacks.
Not surprised.
That guy's a machine.
Well, there's a big battle between him and TJ Watt on who's the best defensive end in the league right now.
Yeah, but TJ Watt down the stretch, he must have been hurt a lot. I
Yeah,
think a
he
lot of
was
these
at
guys
the
are
very-
really
yeah.
hurt and they just play. That's my inside source. I don't want to reveal it. It has to do with the Detroit Lions.
Oh, okay. You're not going to drop the Jack Campbell name.
Hey, I protect my sources. Anything else about the NFL and other the new coaches? So
Oh, one last thing on the NFL. What about your boy Aaron Rodgers? Where's he going?
oh my God, who cares?
Well, a lot of people care.
Do
'cause
they?
It's a story for sure.
I love the Glenn coach. I love his enthusiasm. I love the fact he thinks he's going to come in, and I hope he does for Jets fans.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is going to be with the Jets
He's
again.
toast.
Yeah.
Scott, retire.
Where would you rate that whole experiment for the Jets on a scale of 1 to 10?
0. It was a
What do you
waste.
win in 2 years? He won 3 games in
The
2
problem
years. Out of
is-
34 games, he won 2.
See, this is why the ownership is the problem. I mean, Mark, you deal with this with Bidwell. You know, it's the owners. You got Woody Johnson's the owners of the
But
Jets.
don't
The
you
guy's a
think
clown
they were-
show.
Okay, in fairness to them, don't you think they were trying to give Rodgers everything he needed, though?
Of course they were, but
Yeah.
he's terrible. He was terrible at Green Bay before he left.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, he
I
was
think-
declining.
Yeah,
He
he's
only
definitely-
played 17 games in 2 years. Remember, he blew out his Achilles 4 plays into the season.
See?
2 years ago.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying he's won him like 3 games in 2 years. Out of 34 games, I think he won him 3.
He's an pompous ass.
He needs to go in the dark room again for
I
like
agree.
3 days.
Yeah,
or
for
whatever.
3 years. You know what the problem is? We're going to hear him on freaking television.
Oh God, you think so?
Oh, hell yeah. He's on Pat McAfee every week. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be the
he'd
number
be-
one booth.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
He'd be
Tom
worse than-
Brady doesn't deserve to have the number one booth.
Yeah,
That was
but
another
Aaron
story.
Rodgers is not Tom
Did
Brady.
you hear what Greg Olson said?
what?
He's pissed
That he got the.
that he got demoted.
Well, he should be pissed.
He should be pissed
Yeah.
because he's like, he didn't say it, but he's like, I'm like way better than Tom Brady.
Well, he's got. Greg Olson was really good,
I
but he
did-
wasn't good his first year though.
Last week, I debuted a new character, Tom Insightless Brady, who would know insight if it cheated on him with his wife.
Wow, you're getting kind of personal there.
All right, we got 53 minutes of the NFL right now.
Oh my God, we have so many other topics.
Jesus. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, Holmgren in the Hall of Fame. What do you think of the offensive coordinator hire? Kubiak, you ought to know by now.
Not a big fan. I mean, yeah, the Saints won their first 3 games. A big deal. A lot of people go on a
Everybody here
cares?
is so excited about Clint Kubiak. I'm like, what?
His
What?
dad wasn't even that good. The only thing I remember about his dad, he had a heart attack during remember on Monday Night Football, he had like a heart attack during the middle of the game.
Everybody's just, I am just like, I'm just so ho hum.
Yeah.
And Mike,
Kelly was available. Why didn't they go after Chip? I mean, that's
yeah, they apparently had a meeting with him. They apparently haven't talked to him, but Mannequin Mike didn't like Chip. Is the
Interesting.
reporting.
How about the Cowboys hiring Shitty Shoddy?
Oh my God.
How do they do that?
See,
Of
this-
all the people you hire, Brian Schottner, he was terrible at the Seahawks. They
This
fired
is
him.
how we get up every day, is knowing that there's worse franchises
Yeah,
than ours.
I mean, the Cowboy. I thought they were going after Deion Sanders and all the. I mean, you'd think the Cowboys would do a marquee hire.
you think
You
would
think
yes.
they'd go after somebody big.
I that's a shocker.
Well, not only that, they didn't let. I think the Bears wanted to talk to McCarthy,
McCarthy,
and then
and they didn't let
they shut him down, and then they fire him like the next day or something.
Absolutely
Why
ridiculous.
not let the Bears talk to him?
What's the guy on ESPN that I love? Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan
Oh.
wanted to coach. He wanted to be a coach.
He was going to go back to the Jets.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
why didn't Jerry take him down? Well, he wouldn't like Jerry.
No.
The problem there is Jerry. Thank God. You know what? Shout out Dougie.
Maybe Schottenheimer's a yes man. I
Pete-
think he is
Pete
because he was
Dougie.
a yes man for Pete Carroll.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I think he's a complete yes man.
Yeah.
And then you got the Cohen guy in Jacksonville with the Duval.
I know. What the hell was and where did he come
Duval.
from? I don't even know who that guy was.
I don't either. Can we move on,
Let's
please?
move on.
Good Lord.
Do you want to do Pebble Beach? You want to do WNBA?
Well, it is. We
NBA,
gotta we
NBA.
gotta break it. WNBA needs an entire segment.
Oh, it kind of does. For
You're
3
going to
minutes.
lose the audience, so let's do it at the
Are you
end
kidding
of the
me?
podcast.
The WNBA outdraws the NBA,
It does.
which is sad, but
It is sad and true. And then the University of Iowa women's basketball,
Oh,
Big.
their ratings.
big upset against USC.
Saw that.
That was big. That was huge.
And then they retire Caitlin Clark's number. You know, she's 23 years old and she
Is
got
she
her-
only 23?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Well, that's funny because 3 years ago, Cheryl Swoops was saying she was 25 playing against 17-year-olds.
That is
So
funny.
how can she only be 23 5 years later?
That is funny.
She should be
I am-
30.
I hate to bring this up since we're on WNBA. First of all,
Yeah.
the Fever are getting after it.
Holy smoke! You talk about making moves.
They are making.
I think
all
they're
kinds of
instantly
moves.
contenders.
I'm telling you right now, listeners, the door's open. Jump on the wagon. Jump on the bandwagon of Fever basketball.
They're making moves like the Mariners in the offseason.
And we're going to talk about the Mariners because that's a 30-second
Yeah.
segment because there's nothing to talk about. How depressing. But you and I were talking the other day. I'm like, what am I going to, because I don't have Root Sports. I am so pissed off at the Mariners. I ended Root Sports. I have no way to watch Mariner
I think
baseball.
I'm jealous that you did that.
I know. Come on with me.
I'm thinking about jumping on that.
Come on with
bandwagon.
me. But the point is, I thought, what am I going to watch this summer? I'm like, you know what I'm going to watch?
Now, you
I'm
did
gonna
that
watch
out of
Fever basketball.
You did that out of protest.
I did that out of protest.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
a smart move.
I voted with my.
That's what the
my
fans
wallet.
should be doing because the Mariners are still like the most profitable team in Major League Baseball because they don't spend any money and the fans keep coming
They're
back for some
disgusting.
reason.
I would like to pick up the Diamondbacks. I've become a fan of the Diamondbacks. Mark, they're a good solid organization. Plus, they have every ex-Mariner I liked.
Well, plus we all know that Scott's not loyal to his sports teams.
That's true. I admit
Yeah,
that.
they picked up a great pitcher. I mean, they got a solid 6-man rotation right now.
How's Eugenio Suarez? Is he on the club?
He's still on the club. He sucked first part of last year.
Yeah, but he-
came on
but
and
he
he
came- he
rescued
came on
his
at the end.
season.
Right, he won you 17 ball games at the end when it mattered.
And then we didn't make the playoffs. We bombed the last 7 games, didn't make the playoffs.
That's true. I remember that. I'm kind of
So
depressed about the baseball season.
Back to the Mariners real quick.
Okay.
The interview with Dipshit Dipoto
Oh
was
my
one of the
God.
worst things I've ever heard. That guy, I don't know that there's ever been a manager that's been so bad at spreading a message.
Can we
That
take
is-
a break and can I tee that up? Because
Yes.
you got to hear this
oh,
freaking
it's
moron.
unbelievable.
Okay, we'll be back right after.
Well, hello there. This is Squid Mondale, and you're listening to the Scott and Tim Sports Show.
Okay, we're back, and I can't find the right clip, so I apologize. But the point is that he thinks that, and I said this in the open, right? He believes his offense is underrated, and actually is positioned great to have a great year and to be one of the better offenses.
They're underrated. Yeah, and he can prove it because they struck out more than any team in like the history of baseball, and they've led the league in strikeouts like 2 out of the last 3 years, and they're terrible. The issue that everybody has a problem with is they haven't done anything during the offseason. That's what everybody's mad about. Everybody, journalists, radio hosts, the fans, all the baseball pundits in the Major League Baseball, They're all dishing on the Mariners.
It's become a national story.
It's
how
a national
shitty,
joke.
Yeah.
But the problem is DePoto gets interviewed, and he's talking about how spot on they've been this whole off season and everything they've done. And then he makes the comment. He goes, "Yeah, we've been spot on this off season, much to the dismay of a few." That's the comment right there. A few. How about? Is there anybody out there that thinks they've done a good job this off season? So it's the most arrogant way to send a message possible.
I don't even have words. I don't have words for this organization. I don't have words for him. I don't have words for this team. I'm not even excited about watching Mariner baseball. Pitchers and catchers report like in a week or so or 2 weeks. It's heroic.
What makes everybody the most angry is they've got one of the best pitching rotations in the history of baseball. So just make a little bit of a move to do something so you can score some runs and maybe win a World Series with this pitching staff.
It's good to have producer Mark back. He just pulled the quote. Here's the quote from dippity doodah fucking DePoto, who I can't stand. We have a good offense. We have a good offensive team, and we didn't feel like we needed to do a whole lot to find ways to support the group that we had. I mean, what are you kidding me?
Does he not look at the stats?
Do you watch any games?
Yeah. Did you not look at the stats of your own team?
You bat like $150.
You don't. Most of their lineup is under 200.
I know the offseason has been long and seemingly slow. Really, Jerry? It's been real slow.
Yeah, because you haven't done anything.
You traded for some journeyman pitcher,
which we didn't need.
No, we do feel like we made a lot of progress last year, and the additions of Randy Arozarena, Victor Robles, Donovan Solano, that's the big pickup they made in the offseason. It was Donovan Solano.
No one's heard of him.
No one's heard of him. No one cares. He bats like $180.
People from his hometown haven't heard of him.
And a healthy Jorge Polanco with what we think will be bounce back seasons from a couple of guys who didn't have their best years stand to be a positive for us. Dude, I mean, there's reading a room and then just absolutely.
That's the thing is he does not. Is he capable of reading a room?
Why would you say that?
That's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is when he says we think we've been spot on, much to the dismay of a few. It's like a few. Everybody. I've not heard a single person out there that says they've done well this offseason.
You know when I have to sit there and go, I guess it's okay because we have a baseball team. That's how bad it is.
Well, you can say that, I guess.
Anyway, that's our Mariner talk.
That's our baseball for the night.
Are we back on the WNBA?
We got to go back to the NFL real quick.
Why?
No,
on what?
Kidding.
Okay, so let's do the big what?
The NBA, we got to go to the NBA.
I was just going to say the big Luka trade, the Luka Anthony Davis trade.
That came out of nowhere all of a sudden. In fact, Mark chimed in on like Sunday morning. It's like, what are you thinking about this trade? Where did that come from?
This is apparently
Scott's trying to multitask.
No,
here.
I'm not.
Yes, he is.
Mark, I'm going to defer to you. I listen to PTI and I hear the National and Windhorse and all the big national ESPN reporters. Basically, there's been issues with Luka Doncic. There's been issues because he had soft tissue things. He hasn't played a lot of games. He's been hurt a lot.
Soft tissue meaning like he's fat. That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah,
he's fat.
He's basically way out of shape and he doesn't care. And he's been hurt and not been able to play. He's only 25.
Well, here's the thing that everybody's upset about is the Lakers all of a sudden, and somehow they keep getting these trades. All of a sudden they get like probably the third best player in the entire league just out of nowhere. How did the Lakers land that?
Well, they have a lot to give with Anthony.
Well, because Rob Pelinka was Kobe Bryant's agent, and then the GM for the Mavericks worked for Nike.
Yeah.
Knew Kobe. So Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison, I believe the guy's name, had this connection. So they just one day called each other up to talk about a possible deal and didn't spread it to anybody else. Usually this spreads like wildfire across the media. So no one else got involved and then brokered this deal. I think it's unheard of that the third best player in the league gets traded for almost nothing. If you really look at it, AD is a pretty good player the last 2 years.
Anthony Davis is kind of like Aaron Rodgers is right now. Like he's kind of washed. Anthony Davis is 31 going on 50.
When he plays, he's great.
If he plays, he's missed more games. He does load management issues.
Same thing with Luka.
Well, Luka's not as banged up as Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has missed a lot of games.
Well, they have had Mark. This is what I've heard. This has been brewing in Dallas for a long time. They just for whatever reason they not love. And Mark Cuban has nothing to do with the team anymore. He sold.
He still has his finger in the pot.
No, he sold it.
He doesn't own the majority anymore. I think he's a partner, but
yeah,
he still has his finger in the pot. Basically,
he had no idea. Happening. It was reported that he had no idea. He was clueless. Mark,
they didn't want to pay the Supermax either. They felt he, complained on the court. He was out of shape. He has been injured with nagging injuries, and they didn't want to pay that Supermax deal.
The soft tissue. I guess it's soft tissue.
Well, I guess the issue is
what is the issue?
People are mad because why don't you shop? You got the third best player in the league. Nobody knew this was coming? No other team knew this was coming. Why didn't you shop him around a little bit and see if you could get a little bit more than Anthony Davis for, looks like he could be like an all-time great. He could be one of the greater players ever. I mean, his first 4 or 5 years in the league, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's a really good. Yeah, I mean, he's damn good.
And he's 25.
He's 25. Now, why is he out of shape at 25? I don't know. I mean, when you're a professional athlete and you're 25 years old, you should not be out of shape. But
it's the biggest trade in like 40 years since like Kareem or something. Mark, you're an NBA guy.
Anthony Davis is having a good season. He's 25.7 points a game, 10th in scoring, 6th in rebounding at almost 12 rebounds a game, 3.4 assists, and hitting field goal percentage of 52.8%. He's having a good year, but you don't trade Anthony Davis pretty much straight up for the third best player in the league.
Correct.
So everybody thinks Dallas that GM is going to be fired in like 2 minutes.
They're actually giving fans their money back for
I
the
saw
rest
that.
of the season.
They're refunding tickets.
Really?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm trying to think what would it be like in the NFL. I mean, you got it'd probably be like trading Joey Burrows for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that bad, but it is like
it's somewhere in that ballpark.
Joe Burrow for Minshew is probably what it would be.
Oh, hey, that's fighting words.
Yeah, the Raiders would be pissed about that.
That's crazy. Okay, that's our NBA.
I can't believe you're throwing Minshew at me. That's just
seriously,
cold.
that is cold.
That hurts.
Honestly, do we really care about the NBA trade? That's my note.
Well, there's Butler getting traded, which is big to Dubs. There's De'Aaron Fox getting traded to the Spurs with Wemby there. I mean, that's going to be a good team. The good teams they're building is OKC, which is phenomenal with young talent and a whole bunch of draft picks. Then there's Houston Rockets. There's Memphis Grizzlies, these young teams, and then there's the Spurs. These young teams are going to be the ones that you see in the playoffs and the championship over the next 5 to 7 years. Not the Suns, who went all in on three max players, and you're seeing that chemistry doesn't work at all.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Mark. Who does it make better? Does it make the Lakers a better team by getting Luka, or does it make Dallas a better team right now?
I don't know if it makes either right now, because I thought the chemistry was great with Luka and Kyrie. They got to the finals, and then you dump the third best player and ruin that chemistry.
Oh, believe me, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists on this one too, saying how the NBA's rigged. They won't give the Lakers everything they want. Blah blah blah. There was a lot of that going on.
Your algorithm is questionable.
Well, Mark, you saw it, didn't you? I mean, there's a lot of people wondering how in the hell that happened.
Yeah, conspiracy theories have been around the NBA since David Stern was there.
Yeah.
So this is not surprising, and it's the biggest markets. You want Boston to do well, New York to do well,
Yeah.
and LA to do well.
Absolutely.
Ratings, Scott, ratings. That's all you talk about is ratings.
Well, because
See?
everything's a television show. That's how the money is made, people. By the way, Amazon's hired. Do you like their hires? Blake Griffin is going to be the Amazon NBA coverage because they get the rights.
They get NBA rights.
Yeah, next year.
Wow.
I haven't heard him speak much.
Apparently, he's pretty funny. So they're building out. They got Kevin Harlan. They got Amazon.
Got Kevin Harlan.
Yeah, they're gonna get
Kevin Harlan's legit.
He is legit.
Great. He's great.
They're gonna get Ian Eagle. Is gonna be the lead NBA.
Wow.
For Amazon.
Dang.
Yeah. So there's some serious.
They're throwing some money at that.
Oh yeah, that I can't remember if it's him or NBC. One of them.
Anyway. Are they getting Tom Brady?
No, because he's god awful. How's he going to do it?
How are they making their money, Scott? How are they getting their money back on the rights and then all that personnel? I mean, they're doing it.
Does Amazon actually need to make money on it?
It's a tax write-off.
It's like it's a rounding. For Amazon, it's a rounding error.
It's all about they're making money because they're driving massive ad revenue from this. Because again, live sports is where it's at, so they're buying up all these rights because the ad revenue pays for itself. It's just like Netflix when they did the 2 Christmas games.
Yeah,
150 million, not even a problem. They made that back just literally with advertising.
Did they?
Yeah, 27 million viewers. That was the Beyonce bump at halftime.
They were doing commercials on Netflix.
Oh yeah, plus they have ad supported, right? So if you don't want to see the ads, you pay. Same thing as Amazon.
And Amazon does the same thing.
Yeah, $2.99 a month.
Yeah.
So these guys, and the other thing is, they like the Microsoft and all the tech companies. They have deep pockets. They don't give a shit. It's about
that's what I'm saying. They don't. If Amazon loses a little bit of money, they can care. That's nothing.
It's all about sucking you into the vortex of Prime.
Correct.
Which I can go.
It's all about recurring revenue.
I have another podcast that we go into this in depth called Always Off Brand. Top 5 retail podcast, by the way. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Okay.
Why don't you get some of them to sponsor us?
I should.
Thank you.
Nobody's answering those calls for some reason.
Damn it.
All right, I'm out of. I've got an empty chamber. I got nothing else left to talk about.
Well, let's see.
I got nothing.
WNBA. You don't want to talk about the WNBA.
We did. We already talked about the fever. It's all about the fever. The Seattle Storm have traded everybody. Jewel Lloyd, they traded, which I'm pissed about. I got Kate Martin at the Valkyries. There was a story today.
Traded Kate.
Yeah,
who got Kate
the
Martin?
Aces, the Valkyrie, the new team in San Francisco.
Oh, they ended up getting Kate Martin.
Yeah, but there was a story today how they're having trouble getting free agents because they're the expansion team.
Well, they get their pick of many.
They do,
right?
but they're
Is that
trying
how
to
they
get
got Kate Martin.
Yeah, they're trying to get free agents, and it's been tough. But I'm jacked. I think so. The other thing on Caitlin Clark, she's been working her ass off all year. She's not playing on the
she's not doing that 3-on-3.
She's not doing any of that. She's in the gym, and Lord help everybody else next season.
Is she going to be? I wonder if she's going to be in the Super Bowl suite with Taylor Swift.
She actually said recently, they asked her if she's going to the Super Bowl. She hadn't decided. She was actually.
She's a big Kansas City fan.
Huge Kansas City.
I bet she's in the suite with Taylor Swift.
She was trying to decide whether she was going to go or not. She didn't know.
What's the decision?
I don't know, but just think about that life where you're like, should I go or should I not? Oh,
and
yeah.
For Caitlin Clark, it's probably, should I go work out or should I go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Thank you for bringing up. God, it's good to have producer Mark back, isn't it?
It is.
Did you watch any of the Pebble Beach?
I saw
McIlroy?
I did. I saw a few holes. I saw the guy where he was up against a root of a tree.
That was insane.
Somehow hits the root, hits the ball. It goes like 2 feet from the hole from where he was. That was incredible. That was
insane. I've been at that tree. Actually, I was with Mark Highland on that tree.
I was looking at it going, I think he should just take an unplayable lie and take the penalty is what I was thinking. And he freaking knocks it like 2 feet from the hole.
Where did you on 18 when you and I played that? Where did you end? I ended up in the front bunker, I remember, and couldn't get out, which is shocking. I know.
I was right behind the big tree and had to take
in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, no, right by the green. Right by the green, there's the big tree right off the right side of the green, left side's the ocean. So I took a wedge and put it over the tree and came right back down on the right side of the back side of the green. Now I bogeyed that hole or parred that hole. I know our friend Sean Flahart
Yes.
birdied that hole.
He's a
Birdied
bitch.
that.
He's a bitch. He talk about he is the Kansas City Chiefs of freaking golf.
Oh, so he cheats?
Dude,
He cheats on his
he
scorecard?
hits his second shot. That shit is going in the freaking ocean. That is like otter eating. Like that is gone. It's gonzo. No, it ends up in the left beach, the left bunker. Okay, in the sand on the left side. Okay.
So it got pushed back by the wind a little bit.
Something. I don't know. A miracle happened. Apparently there are refs there. There are Kansas City refs
of course
there.
they are.
And he freaking puts it in from the bunker.
He chips in.
He chips it in.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's
He should have to buy
ludicrous.
years for that.
He birdied it.
I'm
So
still
the-
mad about that.
And the PGA Tour is in Scottsdale this week. Tomorrow's
Yeah,
first
it's
round of
waste management.
Oh, waste management.
Are you
Yeah.
going?
I am going tomorrow with my good friend Todd Swassinger, who's
Oh.
invited me.
Are
I'm
you
going
really?
Sunday.
Are you going to the 16th hole?
Sunday I am.
Sunday you are?
I got 4 passes for the 16th hole. I'm taking my
Okay.
82
Oh.
dad.
So your passes have to be for the 16th hole?
Oh yeah, and there were.
Oh, you
there are
can't
a
just-
lot of
I
cash.
thought you would just. I thought when they open the gates, people just run to the 16th hole.
There is GA bleachers, general
Okay.
admission bleachers, but this year because of the debacle last year, they had a ton of rain last year. They had drunk people
Oh,
sliding
the
all over
drunk
the hills
people were
last year.
everywhere.
So this year they limited GA tickets to $125 a piece on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Sunday they're
Okay.
$75. And they didn't give any GA tickets to the suite, supposedly, reportedly, the suites, so they could limit the amount of crowds that are there this week.
So how do you get the 16th hole tickets that are specifically for that?
You can buy a GA ticket, and then you got to stand in line to get into the bleachers on the
But that's
16th
not
hole.
what you did, right? You said you got
No, he's freaking
No,
are you
so
kidding me?
I'm wondering how you get your tickets.
He
as well.
he flies private. Mark
No.
Highland.
No, I begged and pleaded, and a friend of mine got me 4 tickets. This is the 46th year I'm taking.
Okay, so
my
if you had to
father
pay
the
for that
Phoenix Open.
ticket, how much are they?
The
if you had to pay?
46th year you've taken Jerry?
Yep, that we've gone together
Were you there when Tiger Woods made the hole in one?
on 16, and they
You were-
play that all.
You were there when he
time.
did it?
Yep, I was.
Oh man.
I was actually at the Masters when he won the 2019 Masters. The only
Oh,
Masters I've been, and I was there.
Humble
Wow.
brag.
Wow.
That
Well,
is
it's
a
pretty-
humble brag. Sorry.
No, that's why
Watching
he's pretty
Tiger
smart.
Woods hit that hole in one on 16, the beers are flying everywhere, and that was incredible.
They changed because they were throwing beers onto the 16th.
Yeah.
They changed those to cups now, plastic cups that
So
you
you
can
can't
drink.
throw
rather-
them as far, probably,
See,
right?
I you know what? Screw the Mariners. Screw Major League Baseball. I'm in on golf because Full Swing is coming out this month. The
It is?
Netflix documentary is coming out
Oh.
later in February, I believe. I think
Who's
my
the
daughter.
focus? What is?
I
the
don't know.
focus?
My daughters told me this. They're deep into this. I'm fired up for golf. It's golf and WNBA for
We
me.
should go next year. We should go
No,
to the
you
waste
and I have been
management.
talking about
I know.
this
Let's
for 10
put it on the
years.
calendar.
You and I are going to go to the Super Bowl and we're going to go to waste management.
Mark, can you get us some waste management tickets? Not for free. We'll pay for them.
No, Marco, Tim will play. He'll expense them.
Like, yeah, right.
You can. They've opened up a lot of different hospitality passes now. Like you want to pay
Hey.
300 to 600, you can buy just general 1-2 tickets.
As long as we're throwing out shout outs, 3 comma, another part of the Faithful 48, Steve Balthazar, he used to work at this. I think I sent you pictures of it. He used to
Oh.
work at the 16th, volunteer.
Oh,
He used to serve beers. Him and
I
his
want
wife.
to do that.
He would be great at that.
I
Tim,
would.
You
I
gotta,
would
sign-
love
you
to
gotta
do
get
that.
Tim on that. You can get him a volunteer for the Thunderbirds, can't you, Mark?
Oh, they need
mean, talk
volunteers,
to,
especially old guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. I'm like that old friendly guy that people like to talk to.
Until they start talking to you. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with bonus. Thank you for the golf. I'm fired up. You know what? I'm happy for Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, he won.
He finally won.
He broke out and won. Well, it's been a while, but yeah, he's
but
won.
that's not a major, but that's
Yeah.
a signature, and he's
Yeah.
playing well going into the waist. He's not gonna. Is he playing the waist?
Probably.
No, I think he's playing Torrey Pines next.
Yeah, I didn't see him on the tee sheet. I don't think he's playing.
Have you watched the TGL?
No.
I watched it the other day.
How was it?
It's fine. They're hitting into. It's a simulator. They're hitting into the screen and stuff, but it's weird. Then when they do their chip shot, it ends up being on a real green.
Yeah, and then the green.
And then they tell you. Then the like this laser puts the ball where it should be, and then you go putt from there or whatever.
They're getting good ratings.
Are they?
They're getting 700-800.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which for that's pretty
for-
good.
yeah, for simulated golf, getting almost 1 million. Yeah.
What is the Live Tour getting?
10.
10
But they're gonna be on the CW. No, they got a deal.
They got a
They
deal
got a
with
deal.
yeah.
On Fox
okay.
FS1.
Yeah. They should get better ratings.
And then I
now.
saw a story today, Mark, on how they're going to be allowed. Live players going to be exempt or allowed to play in other U.S. PGA events other than just majors or the
They're
U.S.
gonna have
Open.
to. They're going to
the
have
US
to because
Open.
PGA is dying. That's why the waste
Live Tour,
management
I've
is
tried
such
to watch Live. It's terrible.
It is. The PGA is dying because all the premier players on the Live Tour now. They need something like the energy the Waste Management Open has, not this real stuffy sport like is at the Masters with 30 to 40,000 people. No, you need the crowd that's going to party around golf.
What did the Waste Management do to get there? I mean, everybody's interested in the waste management.
Yeah, I wish they would actually give me
everybody should take a page out of that book.
I know. I don't like their service for my garbage, but I like their
Yeah,
tournament.
I'm not a big fan either.
Yeah, God forbid they should give
you
me
get
credit.
like a quarter of an inch of snow and they don't pick up
no,
for like
tomorrow.
3 weeks.
They're not coming.
Yeah, they're not-
and it's going to be on my bill.
Yeah, you still got to pay for
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what? Waste management. Okay, Mark's putting a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, so they got some big players playing.
Well, let's take our break and come back.
All right.
And do
bonus.
All right.
Hey, you still listening? Because we're back.
All righty, welcome back. It's bonus time.
Finally, people are like, "Oh my good lord!"
I was just thinking when I had to break the seal, unfortunately, and I was.
Of course
thinking,
you did.
There's like several college football and college basketball. By the way, is anybody watching college basketball? You know, it's so funny. We didn't even talk about college basketball.
No, because Caitlin Clark graduated and she's in the WNBA.
Aren't you fired up about Cooper Flag?
He's having a good year.
He'll be on the Utah Jazz next year as the #1 pick.
You know,
for the Utah Jazz.
Are they the front runner right now for the #1 pick?
Oh, they're tanking this season just to get Cooper Flag.
I mean, I know we talk way too many ratings on this program.
You do.
We? What do you mean we?
We could care less about ratings.
Men's college basketball not doing well because they don't have a superstar. Cooper Flag is not carrying the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
He's no Zion Williams. Zion Williams was like a freaking national star.
Yeah, and look what he's like tanked when he's gotten
hurt. He's too big.
Yeah.
I'm not fired up for college basketball, Mark. I've tried to watch it. There's nothing compelling to me.
I agree. Let's wait another month. Then March Madness comes, and that's when college basketball's at its peak. So I'm waiting one more month. His ASU sucks. U of A's coming back.
I told you to fire Bobby Hurley. That's a story, actually. I know we're in bonus, but I'm sorry. Bobby Hurley pulled his team off the court before the end of the game against U of A.
Yeah, why did he do that?
Why did he do that?
Because I know there was a little scuffle there.
Yeah, there was a scuffle between ASU player and Caleb Love, and I think it was BJ Freeman. I think it was headbutted Caleb Love. So they didn't want Bobby had good reason to pull his team off the court at the end. He didn't go over and shake Tommy Lloyd's hand, which is kind of crappy. And he admitted this week that was a shitty move, but he was trying not to escalate a powder keg situation by his players clapping hands when they're probably going to, throw fists.
I think you might be giving Bobby a little bit too much credit there.
Well, they just lost last night 71-70 at home when their phenomenal freshman missed 2 free throws at the end of the game. And
who'd they lose to?
Kansas State. Kansas State just beat Iowa State, so they were on a roll. But
yeah,
ASU was up 15-0 or 15-3 to start the game, and they ended up losing. But there was fire Bobby Hurley in the stands from ASU fans.
There should be. I told you 3 years ago the guy can't coach.
Good recruiter.
He wants to be like his brother.
He's
It's
nothing
make
like
or break
brother.
this year. I think it's the end of the road. For
You know
Bobby.
what? Speaking of his brother, I'm about over him.
His brother's
I'm
a
about
dickwad.
over him.
Yelling at the ref saying, I'm the best effing coach in basketball.
I'm about over
what a
him.
douchebag. Although P. Dougie
right.
loves him.
P. Dougie does.
Let's
love
go
him.
to bonus.
Bonus. What's you're the bonus? Is
All
this
right.
double
We got
standard? Is DS
well, it's
time?
double standard comes. I got bonus, then double standard.
Okay, bonus. Go ahead.
On the what you watching?
Yeah, what you
just
watching?
got finished a show, American Primeville on Netflix.
Okay.
Holy crap, that was so good.
Really?
It's kind of like the Yellows, the 1883 or
Sure,
it's
yeah.
kind of like that, but more violent and more true to a little bit more of a true story than.
But does it take place is it a Western?
Yeah,
or?
it's a Western. It takes place kind of throughout the kind of like the Midwest and the West and all that time, like the later 1800s when.
Leading actress that we might have some interest in?
No, it was actually the only one I really recognized was the guy from Friday Night Lights that's in a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was one of the stars, but it's
All right.
really good.
Okay.
I told you I already did Day of
We've
the
been
Jack.
watching.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
Day of the Jack. What's that?
Oh,
What's
Day of the Jackal's phenomenal.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Did you watch it yet, Scott?
I haven't. Thanks for
Oh.
listening to the podcast, Mark. That was on his last bonus.
You got to watch Day of the Jackal. It's
You
phenomenal.
you don't walk the dog anymore?
But anyway,
Not tonight.
Mark, what
Sorry,
were you going to
9:15.
say? Go ahead.
We've been watching a lot of Apple TV. So
Yeah.
Severance.
Yeah, everybody loves Severance. Everybody
Interesting.
loves
I haven't
Severance.
watched that.
I tried to watch the first season. I couldn't quite. I wasn't probably the right mood or something.
That must have been what I tried to watch like the first episode and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, it was tough.
What about Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn?
I tried that
Bad
hard.
Monkey?
I tried hard for that.
I didn't even know
It's
about
just
that
poor
one.
writing.
What
Okay.
about Disclaimer with Kate Blanchett? You can't watch that with the wife. It's kind
Oh.
of very, very saucy.
Oh, really?
It's sex
saucy.
galore.
Ooh. Okay,
Well,
what
You watch it with the
platform-
wife, but not mixed company. I was
Okay.
watching it last week. Look at episode 3 of Disclaimer. I was in Naples with Andrea's best friend, her husband, and we're watching this, and we'll just watch episode 3.
Okay.
Because-
What platform is that on?
Apple Plus.
Apple.
TV.
Okay.
Okay.
Very, very, very saucy.
Very risque.
Oh, yeah.
L-
The things
gal
they were
look
doing on that
uncomfortable?
you don't see on TV much. Yeah.
Oh, we're watching something called The Pit on HBO Max. It's kind of like a new hospital drama with Noah Wiley from ER.
Oh yeah.
He's like the kind of the head doc, but it's supposed to be Mindy found it because it's supposed to be more realistic than all the other hospital shows.
Well, that's tough for
It goes
Nurse Mindy
by-
to see a show.
It's
like
almost
that.
like the show 24, but in the 24 they went by hour. Well, that's what this does too, and it's like in a drama ER setting.
Okay.
It's mostly true to life. So
I
Well,
got
I'm looking
nothing
forward
there.
if the swing is coming for the audience, the sports audience. First 2 seasons were awesome.
Are you talking about Full Swing, the Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full swing.
Yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons were really, really good.
I agree.
Scott was busting my chops about not watching it.
It's pathetic.
I watched a couple episodes. It was really good.
It's horrific. I'm actually I'm very hurt with that. Don't bring that.
Sorry, I'll watch White Christmas again next year too.
Snow, snow, snow. Did you get my voicemail? Did you get my voicemail?
I did, but and I tried to play it for Mindy, but it vanishes after 2 minutes. I'm like bringing it to Mindy. Hey, this Scott wants you to listen to this, and it's gone.
Oh God!
Why does it vanish?
I don't know. Why does it?
Because
vanish?
on a voice, when you send a text as a voicemail kind of thing, it vanishes.
Is that so it doesn't like eat up your memory?
I don't know.
Okay.
Plausible deniability.
All right. In the double standard section, I got a new
another
one.
excerpt from the book.
I got a feeling I'm going to be doing another disclaimer on this. But this is all true. So there should be no disclaimer.
Can I just set this up really quick?
Yeah.
So I call him on the phone yesterday, the day before, and we're talking about God knows what we're talking about. And this comes up that he's got another DS. It's now a DS, double standard DS.
Yeah.
And he starts to go, he goes, no. I got to save it for the pod. So go ahead.
Okay. By the way, and I'll tell you what's an existential threat is your family doesn't listen to the pod. You can say anything you want on the pod, and it's total BS.
No, it's not. It's a fantastic.
I can't stand it. I gotta like be careful with what I say, and then I got disclaimers.
You're not careful though.
What do you mean I'm not?
Are you?
Oh no, well, see, you don't know what I'd be saying if my wife didn't listen. I could be saying all kinds of stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
What's this latest double?
So
standard?
the latest double standard is I'm walking in to get dressed or something. The wife's in the shower, and the whole bathroom smells very nice. And I'm like, oh, I go, did you get like a new shampoo or a new soap or something? Because it smells real nice in there. And she's like, yeah. And she shows me that she's like, it's this soap, and you're not allowed to use it. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't think much of it. But as I walk down the hall for a couple minutes later, I'm like, wait a second. That's a total double standard. If I had a soap in there and she liked it, she wouldn't even ask.
Oh, this is a great. I didn't even know about this story, and I got more to add.
Thank you. But that's a total double standard.
Of course it
is. It's. I didn't even think at the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to use your soap. But it's like, but apparently I can't even if I want to.
So now we have separate soaps.
Apparently.
Okay. I give you a hard time for that, but the truth is, before we did the remodel, Erin has these God knows soaps. She gets them from Whidbey Island from some woman who, she carves them out of the earth.
And they're like vegan, organic.
I don't even know. They're probably $1,000 for a bar of soap, right? They come in these packages. It's all handcrafted, So before like a normal human, I go to Costco, I buy the Dove.
Yeah,
whatever.
I buy Dove.
That's what I buy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's what I buy. And you get them in like boxes of like 16 of them or something.
Exactly, for like $7.
Yeah.
So before the remodel, it's fine. We have separate church and state. She has her bar or whatever. She keeps wherever. I'm just a schlub. I use the Dove.
Yeah.
But when we do the remodel, we have the little thing in there, the little the niche.
Yeah.
It costs a fortune, but I love it. She goes, yeah, we're gonna share soap. I'm like,
Okay.
what do you mean we're gonna share soap? She's like, well, I don't want your bad shitty soap in this new bathroom. So I'm using the fancy soap.
Oh, well, you got the opposite of the double standard.
Well, I did, except she doesn't care for my usage of the soap.
Oh, how does she know?
Because
how would you know? Does she have like the calipers
you want to know
like the fat calipers and
she gets them for the daughters. She literally went through this. She gets the daughters. She distributes the same amount of soap, the fresh bar to the daughters and me, and then she calculates how much time it takes us to go through the bar of soap versus the daughters.
Does she have like a spreadsheet or something? I mean, is there like an Excel file where, okay, I gave Scott this soap on March 1st.
I used too much soap.
That's incredible.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, my wife does not take.
My wife apparently I can't even use the soap, so at least you get that.
Now I'm stressed out using the soap.
You don't even know how much to use.
I don't know how much soap.
My wife buys the same expensive stuff. It gets shipped like every quarter.
Yeah.
When she takes baths, she never takes showers.
Oh,
I
really?
take showers and never take baths.
She doesn't take showers?
No, she
takes baths?
Twice a day, she takes a bath in the big
Twice a
tub.
day?
Oh my God, that's more than
A
Tim.
bath?
Tim showers like 8 times a day.
That's
Yeah,
why we have $200, $300 water bills. because of
Holy,
the
and you're in
damn bath.
Arizona. You don't even have water to spare. Up here, we got plenty of water. We don't have any to worry about water. 2 baths a day? Holy
So
smokes.
I never touch her stuff. She never touches my Dove and my shampoo that I get like for a
Well,
year.
You don't have to worry about it. She doesn't walk in the, she doesn't use the shower.
Thanks for bringing up the shampoo. So again, like a normal schmo, I use the Kirkland signature big
Yeah.
ass pump thing
Yeah,
for
the-
my
That's
shampoo.
what I use.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But again, when the remodel happened, oh no, that's out.
You can't.
I'm
You
using
get
the
one
fancy,
squirt. You don't.
I'm
get
using
3
the
squirts.
fancy shit, and I'm freaked out. I'm like, Jesus Christ, is
How
this
much do
enough?
I use? I mean,
Exactly. She's tracking my usage.
that's insane.
Oh, I have next pod. I got a double standard too, which is just
Well, go
Terrible.
bring it.
Bring it on.
What? Wait, what?
okay.
chapter?
So it's what's say that again?
What
What-
chapter? We've named the chapters. There's travel. We just came up with
I
a
got it.
time. There's a whole chapter on time. There's what else have we talked about?
This is leftovers.
Scheduling's a whole entire chapter.
This is leftovers.
Travel.
Leftovers.
yeah.
Oh,
We
That's a big
bring
one.
You have no-
leftovers. We bring leftovers home, whether it's the kids' leftovers, my wife's leftovers. It's not my leftovers.
oh,
So I'm
course
paying
not.
for the damn meal. We bring the leftovers home. I eat the damn leftovers
Oh,
for
no.
lunch.
oh.
They get home and goes, "Who ate my leftovers?"
Oh yeah.
I paid for
Oh.
it. You weren't going to eat it. You don't like leftovers.
Dude,
So I
that's
get ripped for
hilarious.
eating the leftovers.
That's a page out of my, that's a chapter out of my book.
Well,
too.
that's-
If I bring leftovers home, it will be gone. I mean, it's,
we've
it
been
will be
through
gone.
this. Yes, and you accidentally at one point you ate the.
I ate
leftovers.
my own leftovers
Yes.
and got in trouble. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Mark. That we put that under the food chapter.
Let's write this
But-
damn book. The double standard. I was going to say let's start a double standard podcast because we could entertain the crap out of people for an hour and a half. But
Oh,
they already have a double standard podcast. Damn it! Some other
How did
They do?
They people steal our material
Wait,
all the
there's
time.
a wait. Hold on. There's a double standard podcast
I
already.
just looked it up. A common sense
bullshit.
view
That's
of
bullshit.
Today's headlines. Common sense isn't very common anymore. Is their tagline?
That's a shitty tagline. Number one. Number two,
They stole it from us.
they did. That's call our
Well, there's
lawyers.
other podcasts that do like bonus material. Oh, I'm sorry, we've been doing this. We were doing podcasts before people knew what podcasts
That
were.
is true. That is true.
It'd be like Shameless. 3 guys like Shameless, which is a brilliant, most popular podcast
you mean smartless
in the world. Smartless. I mean, Smartless.
I got you.
And those Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes are
Yeah,
just
that's great.
amazing chemistry.
They
And
got
they
100
go
mil.
Funny as shit.
They
Just
got
the
100
funniest-
mil.
I'm telling you, people would love.
Well, you have
Double
to be the only. Yeah, I agree. I like that show. The Double Standard book is still going to be a top seller. So I like it. I didn't
For
even
sure.
get into the bathroom.
Back to his leftovers thing.
Yeah, that's. I
I had one where I brought this. I think we were at like Tap, that new.
Yeah, no, you
They
got
have
a
a
steak.
great, phenomenal French dip, like a
Oh, a
French,
French
dip,
dip.
there.
That's right.
And I brought one home. I brought like a cute. I only ate like a little bit of it. And I brought it home, and the wife says, "Oh, can I have a bite of your French dip?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. You can have a bite." I go back like an hour later, and she ate the entire thing. And she's like, "Well, I didn't think you were going to eat it."
That's
if you do
exactly what my family comes at me every single time. And first of all, they don't like leftovers most of the time.
Yeah,
And they don't eat them and they sit. I just threw out a whole bunch of crap tonight when I got home. They don't eat it. And then when I eat it, I get railed.
See,
Okay.
it's a double standard.
Disclaimer: what I'm about to say could get me in more trouble.
Why well, from like Mindy or something? Nobody listen. Your family doesn't listen to this.
Mark, does Andrea? By the way, just a lovely lady. You're a lucky guy.
She doesn't listen to this.
Does she go to the grocery store?
Oh, you better be
Not
careful.
very often. Not very often. I go on the Costco run once a week. She
Yeah.
never goes to Costco. I
See?
usually do the shopping. I usually do the cooking. I didn't do it the last couple nights, but I usually do the cooking because she works till 6:30 and I work at home, so I can get to the cooking. I like grocery shopping.
I do too. I love grocery shopping.
Well, you're always grocery shopping. Every time I
100%.
talk to you, when you go to Central Market too.
I-
So
I love everybody there. Jess at the deli.
you know all the
I know
all the,
everybody.
Well,
I know
you
Robin,
should.
the
You're there
cashier.
like all the time.
I know Kathleen back in the bulk section.
And let me set this up. Central Market.
Seriously, she
Most-
saves me all the time.
Most people can't afford to go to Central Market,
I'm like,
and-
Kathleen,
and
I
you're
need,
there like three times a day.
I need rare paprikash. Where is that? She's like, oh, Scott, it's right over here.
Oh yeah, it's in our expensive section.
Exactly. All right, that's got to be it. Okay.
I think
That's it.
I think that's it.
All right. I'd like to thank all the guests we couldn't get and all the sponsors we never signed.
Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.